Okay, welcome to part 2 of the Account Explorer tutorial. So far, from the last video, we've got 3 fields in the amount, and those are being loaded. So I've got the date, the narrative, and everything's going into in at the moment. But what we should have is positive numbers should go in the in column, and negative numbers should go in the out column, and we should have a running total in this balance column. What we're doing at the moment is putting all the values positive or negative into the third column. So we're going to have to make a decision. We're going to have to figure out if the amount is positive or negative and do different things depending on the circumstances. So this loop is running over doc.trn, and so what we've got to figure out is if that amount is positive, we'll do one thing. If it's negative, we'll do something else. So how do we tell if it's positive or negative? Well, we're looping over doc.trn, and we're currently on node I, and we're interested in the amount, and we want to know if that's positive. So if it's positive, what I want to do is to put the amount in the in column and then leave the out column blank. So there it is going to the in, and let's have a second column, which we'll put in as a blank amount. So in that case, we're just putting a blank node. In the else case, we want to do something similar, except that we're going to swap these two lines around. Instead of putting the amount followed by the text, we're going to put a blank followed by the amount. Not only that, but we're going to negate that amount. So we're going to multiply it by -1 or just put minus there so that negative numbers show up as positive. So if I save that, we should find different numbers coming into each column. And reload. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. That didn't seem to work, so I'm going to debug. See if I can figure out what's going on. If I look at, it looks like it hasn't loaded cae.javascript. I'm going to hold down Control and reload. That's better. So it was caching the JavaScript there. So holding down Control and clicking reload forced it to clear the cache. So two things wrong here. My numbers are left aligned and they should always be right aligned if they're numbers. You want the decimal points to line up. Also, I need to work out this balance carried forward. That balance carried forward should accumulate. Let's deal with the left alignment, which we want to be right alignment. Now, I've got a feeling that in the CSS, I've got something to right align numbers. Let's just take a look at the CSS. So CSS, I'm looking for right align. No, looks like I don't. So what I want to do is make sure that that's column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Columns 4 and 5 should be right aligned as numbers. And either I put in a class or I make up a complicated rule. Let's try a rule. So if I say td and text align is right, save that and reload. And it's certainly right aligned my numbers, but it's also right aligned everything else, which I didn't want. I could say td plus td plus td, and that means that that'll be the third and following tds will be right aligned, but the first two won't. So td following a td following a td following a td, that ought to do it. That's better. So that's left aligned, and the in money is, I think, right aligned. Can't actually tell there. Let's see if that's right aligned. Inspect it. Is that right aligned? I need a bit more space here. TD, have its style. Text line right. I think it should be, yes, it is right aligned. Okay, so that has been right aligned. Good. Okay, so we're aligning our numbers, and this column also will be right aligned. Last thing I want to do is this balance. So what I want is running total. The balance carried forward is 15, and in the next line that should be 3015 because I'm adding in 3000, and then I've got this one here should be 3015 take away 900. So I want a running total. And we're starting off at BCC, that's balance carried forward. And so before I start my loop, here's my loop here. I can make up a variable called, let's say balance, bal for balance. We'll start it out at balance carried forward, which is, that was dot balance carried forward. That's the 15 that we loaded. Can you see it here? We use it .bcf, balance carried forward. So we'll start off BCF there, and every time we're in the loop, what I'm going to do is add to that balance whatever the current value is. Let's put that in here. We can do it anywhere in the loop. We want to do it first. Bal equals, bal plus equals, because we're adding in. That's trn, nope, doc.trn I amt, so that should add that in. And then the last thing I want to do is take this line and copy it. And this is outside the if statement, so whether it was a positive or a negative value, it doesn't matter. I want to add in the column that is BCF. Let's save that and reload. Okay, that could have gone better. It's saying object span element. What did I append here? I appended a TD and the text is BCF. It wasn't BCF at all. Don't know where BCF came from. Bal was the value I wanted. Save that. Bal is a simple number. BCF I must have used elsewhere. Let's reload. That's it. Okay, so we've got the amount coming in, the amount going out, and the balance carried forward. We can see it adds in that 3000 and then it starts going down as we subtract 900 and so forth. Excellent. So we've done the first two parts. We've got all the transactions. It looks like this. We've got out and in. I think I have them the wrong way around. Doesn't matter. Do it one way or the other. Okay, so we can skip all that. That's all working. Let's have a go at the search next. I'll pause the video and then we'll do the implement search in part 3.